Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talking Games with Kellie and Andrew. I'm Andrew.
I'm Kellie. Hi.
Welcome home.
Welcome back. It's been so long.
Okay, so for the audience, we took a week off. For us, we took a month off.
Yeah.
Because we pre-recorded 3 episodes on July 4th, and then those came out for 3 weeks. And then last week we took off, as in no episode. And now it's July, well, for you it's August 1st,
Oh,
good people.
Pay your rent. Better get that rent check paid.
Don't pay your rent. Fight the man.
True.
Don't pay rent.
True.
This has been unofficial, not legal advice from Andrew. So we're out of practice. We don't know how to speak. I forgot. Did you? I forgot.
I actually remembered, and I think it's a little bit sus that you forgot.
Bum, 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 bum. I don't know how's the music go?
Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. You know?
That's not what I did.
No, but that's okay.
I don't actually know how it goes at all. And
That's
you
how
sang
it goes.
Yeah, no, you sang it, but I can't hear, like... You know what? While you talk, I'm going to YouTube and looking up the Among Us music. What do you call it? The Among Us music sting?
I guess I would, yeah. I would just say Among Us music. OST? Original
Among
soundtrack?
Us music sus, it says.
That's probably what it's called.
Oh, okay, I found it. Here, I'll send it to you.
Okay, thanks. I actually know what it sounds like, so I don't need to hear it.
Yeah, I think you need to click on the link that I sent you, though, just to be safe.
I am afraid of it. Whatever you are about to send me. I'm not sure about that.
Please, so this is not
Where did you
pertinent.
send it to me?
In the Google Doc.
Oh, in the Google Doc. Right.
Yes, so this is a very official show.
Sorry.
Just skip straight ahead to 30 seconds.
Oops, I didn't mean to paste.
Just
The
skip
heck?
30 seconds in immediately, please.
Okay, hold on, you guys. Just give me a second. I'm having technical difficulties here because I pasted
dumb.
and I did the wrong thing. Okay, 30 seconds, you said?
Just skip, yeah.
Oh.
This is the trailer for what we're about to talk about.
I don't want the audience to be met with dead air. Also, I'll describe what
Why?
I'm
Because
looking
you
at
and I
right
were
now.
both just watching it.
My eyes are perceiving the little Among Us space guys doing a coordinated dance.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't like this anymore. I'm clicking off of it, and it's upsetting me. I hope you can understand my plight.
Yeah, so I sent Kelly the link to a dance video, and I was like, haha, this is funny and niche. It has 87 million views.
Yeah, no big deal.
87 million.
Yeah, we pull in those numbers every week
Yeah.
here at Talking Games. So I don't see the big deal.
So it's probably a direct crossover of people who've seen the Among Us dance video and the people who listen to this podcast.
Probably. You may be wondering why we're talking about Among Us so much. Well, it's actually because there is now announced an Among Us animated series at CBS Studios, now in the works. So, I don't know how they're going to write this, considering what's happening right now in the world. But you know what? Whatever they want. If they want fun, funky little alien guys murdering and stabbing each other, they should probably just watch The Thing. But, just kidding. That was a joke.
It's by the Big Mouth studio. So is this going to be like... Because Among Us is for children, even if adults play it. Okay, it's not for children, but it's child-friendly, right? I guess there's a lot of murder.
You could... But if you extrapolated the data from those 87 million views, I would venture to guess that 87 million of them were children.
Yeah, like there's a different audience. I feel like children might not watch the Among Us television show, even if they're big into the Among Us boys.
Yeah. I'm not really sure.
I guess I don't have a lot to say. I just think it's funny.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting to that we're seeing all of these adaptations now. And I think Among Us is probably not one that I would have anticipated. Even though it's very, very popular, I guess I just don't really see the opportunity for narrative there.
Speaking, do you want to know about something I am excited for? I don't have anything more to say about it, do you?
No. What are you excited for?
Oh my gosh, Kelly.
Yeah?
We already knew about a new television show coming from Netflix, Castlevania Nocturne, follow-up series to Castlevania, starring good old boy Richter. If you played Smash, he's in that. He's very, very cute and very, very cool. And we got a trailer for Castlevania Nocturne a few days ago. And a confirmation. It's coming September 28th. Oh my gosh, Kelly, this trailer blew my mind. The budget, it's a lot bigger than the first series, clearly. Like, yeah. I knew Castlevania was a successful series, but like the budget increase on this series looks insane. And I don't know, maybe they're just trying to like even more broaden their demographic with the French Revolution stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just looks so incredible. I cannot wait. I went from like excited but kind of forgetting about it regularly to like, wow, this is my most anticipated television show of the year. And like Netflix is releasing another, like the final season of one of my favorite shows in September. And I was like, oh, that's going to be my most anticipated thing to watch this year. And then Netflix also came out and was like, stop. That's wrong. Your most anticipated show is this.
Yeah. I'm excited too, because I enjoy hot vampires.
Oh, there's a lot of hot vampires in this.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, sorry. I was just gonna say.
Can you tell the audience what you're doing so that they understand your unexpected giggling?
So, on Google Meet, that's meat, M-E-A-T, like a steak. Just kidding. On Google Meet, they have they have different filters that you can use, and there's one of a little cat, and the cat, my eyes and my mouth are on the cat, but the rest of my face isn't. So sometimes if I lean too far forward, my little cat disappears, and it made me laugh, and that's what happened. So anyway, I was going to ask, didn't they have released a teaser for this like a couple months ago? Like it was just a shot of his back.
Well, that was when they announced it, and I think that was like a year and a half ago.
Oh, wow.
Like right after season. Actually, that was like 2 years ago because that was right after season 4 came out.
Time isn't real for me.
Yeah, because they announced, and we started this show like right at the time season 4 came out, and
right,
I think within
I remember you watched it and you talked about it.
Yeah, within a month or two, they announced Nocturne, which is this show is not. I mean, it's a sequel, but like it does not have any of the characters.
You don't
probably
think it has...
It might have Alucard, but
I was gonna say.
Well, I feel like
see it!
If I have to be honest, I assume Alucard might be like a late game, like end of the final episode. They'll be like, oh, there he is. But like he's not in the first season.
Well, some of us would like to see that beautiful man.
I think there will be other beautiful vampires to be there. Also, like Dracula's probably going to be in it because his voice actor was in this trailer pretty prominently. And also, like, that's just Castlevania's like, oh, Dracula's back. But the narrative writers behind the Castlevania series are very good at making stories that don't have to do with Dracula. So I think he'll probably be, something they lean on but don't rely on. That sounds like the same thing. It's something that's there, but they don't need it to push the plot forward, I assume. But, like, they'll probably have a couple seasons of this show, and then, if I had to guess, they'll have a Symphony of the Night program. But I think they'll probably do at least a couple seasons of Nocturne first. So that's the only inclination I would have, that be like, maybe we'll save Alucard for later, because he's not really, him and Richter aren't like, they don't interact a lot until Symphony of the Night. And this is based on Rondo of Blood, which is very much Richter and Maria's plot. So, but I like Maria. She looks wildly cool in this one, though. Like a very big glow up. So I want to see more of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so excited. If you haven't watched Castlevania, that's fine. I recommend it. But at least go watch the Castlevania Nocturne trailer on YouTube. It's just so pretty. It's violent, so if that's not your thing, you'd be ready for that. But like, it looks stunning and very, very emotionally like raw. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of screaming in this, of just like sadness, which I love. I love screaming with sadness, don't you, Kelly?
Yeah, I like screaming in joy more.
Oh, you're probably doing that a lot, technically, like a month ago, but we haven't done a podcast in a while.
What happened a month ago?
I don't know. It's your news story.
I was going to segue with hot vampires.
Oh, speaking of hot wait, no, you say it.
Really about to steal my news story out from under me. My story, me. It's true. I was screaming for joy because of hot vampires. Because Baldur's Gate 3 is now releasing on August 3rd on PC.
Woo!
We won! And September 6th for PS5. So
delayed for you. Or delayed for people like me, not for you.
So I do apologize. It was bumped up for people like me, which is very exciting because listeners, if you're not looking at your calendar, August 3rd is in 2 days. Technically 3 for me. But that's okay.
Are you okay?
Because tomorrow it'll be 2, and then the day after it'll be 1, and then it'll be here. I'm so excited for this because when was the last time you were like so excited for a video game and they were like, surprise, it's coming out earlier than you thought?
I can pinpoint it, but for fairness, I can think of that happening one other time. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 got pushed up from September to July.
That's true.
But that's the only time I had ever seen that ever. So when this got announced, I was like, well, first of all, I was like, is Kelly okay? Like, is she still breathing? But wow, I cannot believe they did this for you. I'm so happy. Are you mad because people who have it on PS5 get early access with the deluxe edition, but you don't? Because right now you'd be playing it if that was the case. So do you hate PS5 owners?
You know, what's really interesting is I've been playing early access for like a year now.
Oh, so. I just meant because like if you pay extra money on PlayStation 5, you get it on September 3rd. But if you pay extra money on PC, you don't get it 3 days early. But also, I think you're a patient. You're not a patient. What am I saying?
I was kind of bummed because I was sort of under the impression that for whatever reason, if you had early access, you would get to play it today.
Yeah, 3 days early.
But that is not the case.
Because it was all over that marketing, but that's just for PS5 version, which was confusing.
Yeah. But you know what? All is well. I can be patient for a couple more days. I've played this game a lot in early access. I've played about 40 hours in early access. I can explain. So you can imagine my excitement because all the new features will be unlocked. Obviously, the entire story will be there. We got some very interesting teases and cutscenes and introductions to new characters and romances, which I won't get into.
The bear.
We don't have to talk about the bear. Actually, I do want to talk about the bear.
I was going to say, you should probably mention the bear.
Because, okay, there's a character. He's a druid.
Which, a character?
Which for the for those of you who don't follow D&D or fantasy tropes, a druid is a wizard of sorts that can turn into animals and such. There's a character, he's a druid. And everybody who played early access was like, oh my God, he's so dreamy. We need him. myself included. And they were like, "Oh, we heard you." So he's the bear. But he's also a human. I assume that you can choose. I don't think that they would force you to have relations with a bear.
I'm cutting out that sentence and putting that as a cold open.
Anyway, we don't have to talk about it anymore because I'm sure I'll be talking about it plenty next week.
I was going to say,
episode.
Next week's going to be so many Baldur's Gate 3 impressions, I'm sure.
It's going to get tense, you guys, because listen, I don't have anything to do this weekend, okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But you want to hear the really bad news is there's no preload. So
Oh.
I have to download it when it goes live on Thursday, which
Well,
in my time zone, it'll be
Kelly.
11 a.m. So maybe I can just download it on my work day and then work from home the next day. I work when I work from home, okay? But you know.
I'm excited. Well, I feel like most games come out on Fridays, which kind of stinks for us a little bit because we record on Mondays, which means we only have like 2 days to kind of get impressions in on a game before we have to record. But this, you only almost have a full week. So I really think like it won't just be like, oh, I started it and the opening was really cool. It'll be like you will have, knowing you and this game, you'll probably be like 20 hours deep, right?
Yeah. I intend on playing a lot. And I think the benefit of having early access is I kind of have a deeper grasp on the game mechanics and the character that I want to roll, and you know, because when I first played, it was very new to me and the gameplay was very new to me. I played D&D, but I have never seen it translated into like a video game, so I didn't really get it at first, and it was really difficult at first because I didn't understand. But I feel like now that I've had so much time in early access, I kind of benefit by being able to sort of not zoom through, but I can get through the opening pretty quickly. But I am excited to see all the new things that they've incorporated in the opening, and obviously anything different that they've changed, because I have a feeling that there's going to be quite a lot that's been added from just the first few hours that you get with early access. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm hopeful I can put a good amount of time into it over the weekend.
You'll make it happen.
Because the truth is, I really would like to get my druid friend as soon as possible. But you kind of have to like rescue him. He's kind of a damsel in distress. So it can be a little bit complicated. But that's okay.
I guess you'll just have to play 50 hours in the first couple days.
Yeah, and I think I can do that. But I also might add that for those who don't know, there's a hot vampire in the game, and that's why I said that. That was the segue.
Is that the one in the middle of the cover?
Yeah,
with
he's got white hair. He's
oh my
very
goodness, yeah.
morally. I mean, he's like not morally ambiguous at all. He's evil, but he's very charming.
Doesn't matter.
And you can like, well, I won't spoil it for you, and I won't spoil it for the listeners.
Spoil it next week.
I will.
Kelly, another game got announced while we were on our break. This is a new game from Kaito Takahashi, who you are probably familiar with. If you know what Katamari is, he announced a new game. Well, Annapurna announced a new game from him called To a T, where you play as a young man who is stuck in the T pose. So he's in like a world full of normal people, and some like giraffes, and also his dog is also like kind of sentient. But his arms are stuck like this, Kelly.
Andrew, I don't want to alarm you. Please feel free to cut this out. Your audio is coming in really, really muffled right now. I don't know if that's the case in recording or if it's just over the call.
Well, no, it's good to alarm me.
Well, I just didn't want you to
hear it later and be disappointed.
By me going, Andrew,
How
stop!
Do I sound better now?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. I don't know what happened, but if you didn't hear me, because I'm leaving this in because I want you to hear the behind the scenes. Kaita Takahashi, creator of Kata Amari, is releasing a new game called To a T with Annapurna Entertainment, where you play as a young man whose arms are stuck in the T pose. I don't really know what this game's about, but I'm really excited.
Yeah, I love the dog. The dog is so cute. And the character design is very cute as well.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a fun, whimsical adventure based on what I know about Katamari as well.
Yeah, I was surprised to see just right like this moment, it's on Game Pass. So whenever it comes out, which we don't even have a window, I won't have to pay for it.
Yeah, because you could play it first on Game Pass.
Play it day one with Game Pass. Anyway, I didn't have a lot to say. That got announced while we were on break, and I was very excited about it. I'll talk more about another Takahashi jam at the end of the episode.
Jam. Right. You know who likes jam made out of dead fish?
Ew.
Gollum. This is not good news.
Unlike the jam made of dead fish.
Unfortunately, Daedalic Entertainment.
Daedalic.
What is it? Daedalic?
Daedalic.
Daedalic?
Yeah.
Daedalic?
Well, it's not like the licking of data. Well,
tastes like data.
There's going to be some Daedalic jam, if you know what I mean. Because we're gonna grind up their bones because they'll be gone.
I don't know what you mean.
You should probably tell the story and let me not talk anymore.
Daedalic Entertainment is no longer a thing. Basically, they're shutting down their dev team, and they were. Sorry, it's not funny. It's just they were like, we're working on a new Lord of the Rings game. And then Gollum came out and they were like, we are no longer working on a new Lord of the Rings game.
It's kind of funny. Just a little bit.
It's sad. I mean, it's Gollum is just a hot mess. And we know because we've played it.
It was great. I loved it.
Sure. Yeah, sure. But yeah, so it's sad. People are getting laid off. But when, I just don't understand what's going on with the Lord of the Rings IP. It feels like the J.R. Tolkien's grandkids or whatever are just like, yeah, do whatever you want with it. We don't care.
Oh, yeah, they don't care. It's just money.
And now it's like, it's just being like desecrated by Amazon, by Daedalic Entertainment. So yeah, not altogether that surprising, but pretty sad, I guess, for the people getting laid off. Not good. Not good stuff.
Do you want to hear some good stuff to make you feel better?
Is it really good, or are you just saying that?
No, it is good.
Okay, tell me.
Sega, who previously had some intentions to get into blockchain video game development, has said in an interview, the COO Shuji Utsumi, said, and I quote, "The action in play-to-earn games is boring. What's the point if the games are no fun?" That's his way of saying Sega is not planning to work on any NFT games.
Woo!
That's weird that we're still talking about this.
I know. I can't believe I even have to hear the words NFT or blockchain in the year 2023. Like, I think
it's just when people are saying like, "Oops."
Yeah, I think we need to learn to leave these things far, far behind where they belong, in the dirt.
In the non-fungible past. The NFP.
The past really is non-fungible if you think about it.
You can't funge the past.
You can't. It cannot be changed.
It cannot be funged.
It cannot be
funged. Funged is a fun word.
I'm feeling a little bit existential now that we're talking about funging the past.
We're on weird energy.
I'm just feeling like a silly goose.
You're a cat, though. You're an NFC, non-fungible cat.
I'm a non-fungible cat. I'm a non-fungible panther. Uh-huh. Just like the Black Panther. who will be the subject of a new game made by Cliffhanger Games, which is a new studio under EA, Electronic Arts, for those who don't know. Now you know.
Freaking hate video games, man.
I feel like I don't know what it is about Black Panther. I feel like it really is a franchise that needs to be handled with a lot of care. Not only because of like the subject matter, but because of like, you know, I don't know. It just feels like it can be very easy to be disrespectful.
I feel like Chadwick Boseman. Yeah, his death truly like made it so that this property will forever have to be like walked on with eggshells, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it means because this announcement felt very like not money grabby, but they were just like, hey investors, we are making a new game in this famous IP from a new studio. But from like a gamer perspective, it's like, so you have nothing to say is what you're saying. You're just like making a game. Wow, a game developer making a game?
Yeah. And then in the statement, it reads by Kevin Stevens, who's the studio head, the Cliffhanger Games studio head. Cliffhanger Games is built on the values of diversity, collaboration, and empowerment.
Well, that is the most nothing sentence you've ever said.
Yeah, so we want our game to enable players to feel what it's like to be worthy of the Black Panther mantle in unique story-driven ways.
Ugh.
And we want Cliffhanger Games to empower everyone on our team as we collaborate to bring this amazing world to life.
That was terrible.
I wish them luck.
Yes.
Because I probably wouldn't venture to make a Black Panther game. You know? It just seems like shaky roads. Shaky paths.
Shaky.
I just hope that I would just hope that they move forward with respect and grace. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's EA.
Who knows?
So.
How does it make you feel that there's a decent chance that this game will come out before Dragon Age 4?
I feel great about that. I feel really good about that. I love when like movie licensed games. I mean, I guess it's not really movie license. It's like a
comic license.
I love when licensed games are like, I'm coming out! And it's like Dragon Age is like, I came out in 2014, by the way, in case anyone was curious. It's been almost 10 years. In case you're wondering where I've been. It's fine.
Poor
I'm
Kelly.
fine. I'm totally fine. I'm not losing it.
It's okay to lose it a little bit. Do you want to know what I'm losing? Why I'm losing it this week?
Why are you losing it?
On July 12th, so it's been a while, but this is, we haven't recorded in a while. We heard that Sony is investing an additional $2.1 billion. That's $2.13 billion into research and development, specifically for video game development. That is 40% of Sony, who makes, video games, but also televisions and other technology. That is 40% of their entire R&D spending. The focus of that money, though, is going to be on live service video games. This could have been the craziest, coolest news to hear that Sony was investing $2.1 billion. They're investing $2.10 into. That's probably how much they're investing into single-player games, but they're putting $2 billion into live service. So many cool single-player games could be made with that. So many single-player games could be made on $2 billion.
Yeah, I think we sort of saw that. We saw this very directly at their State of Play last month, where it was a majority live service games.
That was 3 months ago.
No, it wasn't.
It's August 1st, and that was May 25th. That's
All right.
I mean, it's
That's
two.
not
It's 2
3
months
months
and change.
from right now, Andrew.
Okay, it was 2 months ago, but it was 3 months ago. I'm saying it was end of May, and now it's the start of August. So all
Well-
of June and July happened between.
Well, if you consider that time is not real,
It's
then
not fungible.
it's not fungible, then maybe you would be nicer to me.
I don't know if I'd be nicer to you. Maybe if your and I FTC case went a little quicker and I won, then I'd be nicer to you. Since you and I are fighting in an FTC related court case right now.
That's true, actually. The Federal Trade Commission has stepped into the Talking Games with Kellie and Andrew offices, and we've been in talks.
Yes. I don't think we should say any more. For the
Right,
because of
NDA. Right.
the NFT. I mean NDA.
NDA, the non-fungible disclosure agreement.
The NFDA. Yes, but because of the NFDA, we should probably just talk about another FTC-related court case that doesn't have an NFDA.
Right. So remember when we were like, okay, Microsoft is totally good to buy Activision, according to the FTC. This is still true, but they're now waiting until October because of UK. The UK regulatory committees are still blocking this deal, or still primed to block this.
Yeah, I mean it's
Purchase.
not gonna stop anything.
No. But they have also made a deal with Sony, live service Sony, to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years. Now consider, 10 years ago was 2013. How many Call of Duty games have come out since 2013? Andrew's doing some research. Now, consider how many Call of Duty games will come out until 2023. I mean, 2033. I don't know.
I can't
seems
answer
like-
your question. Sorry, I'm not.
It seems like maybe not that much. Especially since they're doing this live service stuff now where they just update the like game that you buy. They just update it for you. So it's like Warzone, and then it's like, okay, you get a Call of Duty single player experience like once every 2, 3, 4 years. Right?
They're still annual.
Are they? When was the
Yeah.
last? So the last Call of Duty game was Modern Warfare 2, right?
Yeah, and then Modern Warfare 3 is coming out this year.
What? Modern Warfare 3 is coming out this. I don't believe you.
Yeah, that was announced while we were off. I didn't put it in the list, but it wasn't announced. It leaked, but
Okay, so how about we just never listen to Kelly ever again?
okay. Here's what I'm thinking, because I heard this news. Well, first of all, because right now I'm kind of like laughing in PlayStation's face about how stupid they're being. I kind of laughed at them for losing this battle, even though I don't think Microsoft buying Activision is good. But like when they announced that Sony had agreed to the 10-year deal, I was like, that's the biggest white flag that Sony could have flown there.
Yeah.
And like they clearly, the UK situation is not going to stop it from happening. The worst case scenario for Microsoft is that it will be blocked permanently, and then they'll just acquire Activision, and then in UK it will be Activision UK, and they'll have to have their own division that's like not owned by Microsoft, which is bad, but I don't think that's even very likely.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the FTC sets a big precedent here. So I think you couldn't, I don't know. I guess I don't know the minutia of the international,
you don't know
trade
international trade laws?
but it just seems like if the FTC is so staunchly like, yeah, it's fine, whatever.
Well, they did not say that. The court said you lose.
Right. So my thinking is, I don't know. It just seems like it would get very complicated.
Yes.
Very quickly. But what do I know? You know what? I don't even care. Because you know what? I don't even care. But you know what? I didn't know Modern Warfare 3 was coming out this year. I thought they were doing that thing where they were like, we're not going to make Call of Duty every year.
Yeah,
We're
and then the
taking a break from
DLC for
doing
Modern
that."
Warfare 2 got really, really big, so now it's a full game and it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should put that on the
Well,
news.
my knowledge of the situation is all the TikToks that I see on my For You page of the men in Call of Duty being hunks. So that's...
Well, that's good for you then, that you'll get more of that.
Right. So you know what? All's well with me.
Also, Call of Duty has not missed a year since 2005. So Call of Duty 1 came out in 2003, 2 came out in 2005, and literally every single year since 2005 we've had one. So
I guess
10 years is 10 games, functionally.
I guess my confusion was when they were like, yeah, we're totally not doing a Call of Duty every year. We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, that didn't
Because they did
work.
say that. But they lied. Are you telling me businessmen lie?
Are you telling me specifically businessmen at Activision, a company run by Bobby Kotick, lied?
Are you telling me Bobby Kotick is a liar? Are you telling me that men in positions of power lie?
It's crazy. That's crazy. I think for me, the 10-year thing, from my like stupid gamer brain, I know that that 10 years won't start till next year because, you know, this deal's going to take a while to sign. And by that point, a Call of Duty will have come out. So that means what? 2020... 2034.
35?
2035 would be the first year where Call of Duty might go exclusive. And I'm dumb gamer brain. I'm like, I don't care about 2035 right now. Like, the PlayStation 7 might be around the corner at that point.
Yeah, or society will collapse by that point. So.
we might have caught on fire already.
Yeah, climate disaster may have overtaken us all.
So I don't really care about what's happening to Call of Duty in the year 2035.
I do. I'll still be on my TikTok For You page in the crumbles of civilization, thirsting over characters that wear masks that cover their faces in the shape of skulls.
I don't think that that's entirely... The other thing is, like, video game trends evolve, and Call of Duty has kind of evolved with them. But who knows if it'll last 10 more years, you know?
I know, they're really running out of wars. It's like, all right, we did modern, we did the Cold War.
Then we did modern again.
The Cold War, and then we did... They didn't really... they did do World War...
Yeah, Call of Duty World War II.
Oh
it's
my
called
God.
Or Call of Duty Black Ops World War II.
And there was one that came out a few years ago with Laura Bailey in it. Which one was that?
Vanguard.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was a fictional World War II, right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, yes, because Laura Bailey was like a commanding officer, which I don't think there were a lot of women commanding officers in World War II.
Right.
There was a very strong gender balance in Vanguard, which is not historically accurate.
She made herstory.
You got
there's a lady soldier in the new Modern Warfare games.
Modern Warfare 3?
2.
Was she going to be in Modern Warfare 3, which you didn't know existed until a few minutes ago?
My question is, I think they need to cash in on... you know what? Never mind. Let's just go to the next news story. How about it?
Okay. Good transition. Thank you. Last story of the day is a big one. Something that I think we all kind of knew, but it's getting a lot more solidified. Reportedly, Nintendo is now targeting the second half of 2024 for their Switch successor. Development kits are out there. So it is, I mean, we knew it was coming, but the development kits being seen by reporters and by sources is, you know, that's the killer thing. It's confirmed, all but confirmed, I should say, that it is going to remain a hybrid console, which I think surprises nobody. I think that the one interesting detail here is that if the reports are 100% correct, the screen is LCD, so they are backstepping on OLED, and that is to keep costs down. So I guess they're probably going to try to keep this in budget. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like $400, and if they did OLED, it would be closer to $500, and they didn't want to do that. But there's also no confirmation of backwards compatibility. I would be floored, completely shocked if it wasn't backwards compatible, considering the ecosystem that Nintendo has set up and how insistent they are on like your Nintendo Online stuff transferring. If they didn't let you play games, because it's cartridge based, we know that. If they didn't let you play your Switch 1 games on your Switch 2, that'd be messed up. That'd be messed up, man.
Yeah.
But I think a few months ago, I think I was singing to the tune of March of 2024 being a good Switch 2 release window. And then that Direct came out, and they were like, what if we had a bunch of games for the second half of this year? And I was like, okay, never mind. I don't think March makes sense anymore. But I'm glad to be hearing about this. I kind of hope Nintendo confirms it. They're not going to this year probably because they have all these games coming out and they want to make sure people buy those. But at the same time, I just don't want to hear rumors forever. I just want to know what's happening in general release window so we don't have to every week report on like new rumors, new leaks. I don't like that process. I just want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you excited?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not like in love with the Switch. I don't think it's the greatest console ever made.
It's not, yeah.
I don't really know where they go from here. Like, I don't really know what the gimmick is going to be for their next console. If it's just going to be Switch, but better.
Yeah. Which, if that's the case, the question is how much better?
Right. Because there are definite improvements, performance, hardware, everything. But I just don't know. I mean, it's not probably won't be like a day one purchase for me. I mean, it might be. I'm like a grown adult now with money, but
I mean, I think the key thing is going to be launch titles and stuff.
Yeah, I think that really will be dependent because I only use my Switch for a few things here and there. Like, obviously, I played Tears on it, and then like, I don't know, like old remakes and stuff like that. Mario Kart, which I do play.
You play Mario? You've played Mario Kart?
Yeah. I even have the expansion
That's really niche.
pass.
That's really niche of you.
I know. Who plays Mario Kart?
No.
I play it like by myself though, like alone.
I do that too.
Single player. Not multiplayer, not online.
Thanks for clarifying.
I just vibe, you know. I get in my little car and I vibe.
Oh, I forgot. We have to talk about. Yeah, let's use that as a transition to talk about what we played. Because I want to talk about something very important first that we both played.
Right.
So Kelly and I, we haven't had done the podcast since July 4th. We hung out recently, in the same room. So Kelly, maybe we should tell the audience what we played together before we get into what we played individually. We should probably tell them all about the game we played together.
Oh, right. The craziest thing happened. I was showing Andrew my farm from her Story of Seasons.
In her backyard.
Life. Yep.
So showing her real farm she did.
My real farm, my real cows that I am not killing. Sorry, that's kind of a deep cut. If you listen to the Kelly's History podcast, you know what I'm talking about.
Because she killed cows.
Not on purpose. It was all accidental. But anyway, so I was showing Andrew the farm, and then something possessed him, a demon, I think, and he was like, "I'm gonna go to the eShop," and he scrolled over a few titles. There was one he was about to buy, and I was very insistent that he didn't. And I won't mention the name on here because I don't want to. Then,
it was like a hentai puzzle game.
It was literally called Hentai Girls.
Yeah.
Like, he was going to purchase that, and that was going to be on my bank statement.
Sorry.
He didn't, though, and instead he bought Garfield Kart Racing.
What's it called? This Furriest Racing or something?
I don't think it's called Furriest Racing.
I'll tell you. You keep going, though.
So we played it, local co-op.
It's called Furious Racing. Why is it not Furious Racing?
What's the girl's cat name? The girl cat's name, the gray one. It's something very unique.
Alonda?
No. It's like Nurgle or something. Nermal.
Nermal, not Arlene.
Nermal. So I played Nermal, and Andrew played. Did you play Garfield?
No, I played as what's his name?
John?
Otis. Odie.
I have a deeper understanding of Garfield lore than you. Otis. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So I played Nermal, and Andrew played the dog because he wanted to be different. And let me tell you this, something very interesting about Garfield Racing is that it's impossible to play. It is not fun. It is very silly. It's the clunkiest racing game I've ever played. The drift kind of didn't do anything. There was no, like when you ran into a wall, you know how in Mario Kart, when you run into a wall, your car like starts to redirect pretty quickly? That is not the case in Garfield Racing.
Stop.
It's a full stop. You have to back up like beep, 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 and then get back on the cart, get back in the race. But something odd happens when you fall off the track or your car even slightly tilts sideways. You get like fade to black and it like rights you. So this led to a lot of interesting situations where Andrew would try and like hit the ramps at a good angle, and instead it would just like punish him and be like, no.
Oh my god, we have a clip. I wish we could show video clips, but there's like sometimes the game will be like, oh, you're not supposed to be there, and it'll put you back on the track. That makes sense. But this game has physics, so you can like flip your car. So I just hit a corner a little bit, and like my wheel shifted to the right, and then the screen went black, and it just took me off the track and put me back in the middle, which was like a little bit funny until it happened 3 seconds later, and it was the funniest 10-second clip I've ever captured in my life.
Yeah. It was really a fun exercise in jank. The game is like $3.
Well, it's supposed to be $30.
Oh, yeah. There was a sale going on at the time, which I think is why Andrew bought Garfield Furious Racing for me.
It was very, very fun, and I had a great 40 minutes playing it with you.
Yeah, fun. Yeah. It was fun. We made it fun. I wouldn't call the game fun, but we had fun playing.
Do you want some big news?
I sure do.
Nermal is a boy.
No. You're totally lying.
He was voiced by Jason Marsden, who is not related to James Marsden.
Jason Marsden also voices does he not voice Max Goof?
Yes.
And Craig Boone from Fallout New Vegas?
Sure. And Nermal from Garfield.
No! Oh my god! He's so intrinsic. That voice actor is so intrinsically tied in so many parts of my life.
And now he's tied into something
Nermal.
you didn't even realize.
I misgendered Nermal, and for that I apologize.
It's okay. Part of Nermal's wiki is gender controversy, which is just people not knowing Nermal's gender. So
I'm not alone.
No,
but
you're not alone.
That doesn't make it right, Andrew.
No. Do you want to know where I was alone?
Yeah, sure.
On PNF 404.
Okay.
I played Pikmin 4, which is a wonderful new tactics game from Nintendo. Live tactics, real-time strategy, if you will. Came out on July 14th or something. I don't remember, nor do I care to Google it, because I don't like you very much, audience. So I don't want to give you the facts.
Oh.
That's not true. I love you, audience. But it came out in July. I've been playing it for quite a while. I'm very near the end now. This game is a beast. I thought it was going to be like 7-8 hours long to get to 100%, because that's how long Pikmin games are. I'm like 26 hours in, and I have not finished it yet. This game's big. I adore it, though. If you know Pikmin, you control a bunch of little guys, little Pikmin, up to 100 of them, and you play as a little captain who's a little human-esque dude or dudette that you can customize at the start of the game, and you're there trying to rescue the team because your ship of rescue people crashed. You were sent there to save Olimar, the main character from the first couple games, and you crash land, and then you have to use your little Pikmin friends to collect treasures that then can be converted into energy for your ship. And you also have to go into a bunch of caves to save other people, maybe not of your crew, who are abandoned on PNF 404, the name of the planet. It's kind of hard to talk about this game because I don't really know what to say besides, like, oh my god, I love it. It is incredibly fun, incredibly satisfying to go through and collect everything you see. I really am enjoying this game. I don't think that will change in the last few hours as I complete the last few loose ends I have. The post game kind of blew my mind. I thought I was done with this game, and they're like, nah, there's like 10 plus more hours of content. I'm like, that's insane. I cannot recommend this game enough, though. If you have a Switch, just try it. If you don't think it's your thing, just try it. There's a demo. It's the first couple hours of the game. If you like it, it transfers, the save data transfers over. It's adorable. It's full of little guys and even big guys, but then you realize that they're really little guys because they would be like the size of like your foot. So they're still little guys. They just look like big guys to the really little guys, you know?
Well, I love little guys.
And it's just a bunch of little guys.
I love little guys, and I love picking men. Andrew, what else did you play this week? Or do you have final thoughts on Pikmin 4?
Pikmin 4 is incredible. Please try it if you're interested. It is such a good game, and the demo is so worth your time. The game itself, so good. I love it so much. It's beautiful to play. I am hopeful that I can play it again on Switch 2 with some nicer, sharper resolution because it's a little fuzzy, but it runs perfectly, so I don't mind that much. You know, you get used to that kind of thing quickly. I also played, like a month ago, but we weren't doing the podcast, so I couldn't tell you about it. We Love Katamari, which is a remake of We Love Katamari. They re-released it on PS5, PS4. They released it on like every modern platform, including Switch. But I was excited to play this game. I loved Katamari Damacy, so I decided I was going to play this game, and it was exactly what I needed. It was just a fun Katamari rollin' time. If you don't know, you play as a very little guy rolling up a Katamari, which is just a sticky ball, and you just have to pick stuff up. It's like fishy, you know? You just got to pick things up that are smaller than you, which make you a little bigger, so that eventually you can pick up the things that were bigger than you, but now you're bigger than them. And sometimes you're just picking up, like, batteries, and eventually you'll pick up a book or something, but then sometimes you'll pick up, like, whole buildings. That was a terrible description of that video game, wasn't it?
No. I feel like because I know what it is, I get what you're saying. Maybe somebody who's not familiar with the Katamari IP would not understand.
It's a hard game to explain. You just roll things up.
Yeah, it's really silly. It's really silly.
Yes, Katamari Damacy is incredible. This We Love Katamari is just more of it. I'm hopeful it sells really well, and they maybe make a new Katamari game, because I would love more new Katamari to come out. The music is incredible. Kelly.
Yes.
What'd you play?
Well, we've already talked.
That was terrifying.
I thought it was normal.
Oh, sorry. Normal.
It was normal. Like Jason Marsden. Sorry. No relation to James.
To James.
Anyway. So it has been a while since we've recorded. And Kelly, in all of her brokenness, was not buying Final Fantasy 16. But then I was like, I have money now. So I bought it. And I played it. And I've been playing it. And I'm not done yet. We've already talked about this game on this show, so I don't want to get too into it. in full transparency, I bought the game for thirst purposes because I love Clive. And I saw his voice actor on Twitter, and I said, wow, what a beautiful man. And then I saw his character, and I was like, wow, what a beautiful man. And then I met Sid, and I was like, wow, what a beautiful man.
Did you like him more when his name was Sid or when his name was Sidolphus?
I really like that his name is Sidolphus. I was shocked and awed. Let me tell you a funny anecdote. I was playing it on my PlayStation 5, as you do. And Reed, for those who don't know, he's the guy that lives with me in my apartment with me.
The guy who lives with you in your apartment is how you're going to describe Reed?
Yeah. That guy. That fella. He was like, Kelly. That's
why
what
does
he sounds like.
Why does your husband-to-be sound like that?
He's like, Kelly, that sounds like the dad from The Witch. And I was like,
what? Is that true?
He literally said that. And I was like, no.
No, I mean, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Well, we both really love The Witch, the movie, starring Anya Taylor-Joy. And I was like, that's crazy. He's not Sid. I looked it up. And guess who had egg on their face? Me, because it is the same man.
That's
and
crazy.
I was like, huh? But yeah, so we're talking about the video game. Sorry, let me talk about the video game. I'm really enjoying it. I think the combat is so fun. I don't think I've had as much fun with combat in a Final Fantasy game. I'm going to be honest, you guys, ever.
Wow.
I know that it's a little bit different. It's not, party-based, which is a change of pace. Was 15 like that? I don't remember. I didn't play 15.
15 was like a not as solid version of that. You kind of just held a button in 15.
Right. You held the button for homoeroticism in 15.
Whoa.
And
there's still homoeroticism in this game. Don't underplay.
And Coleman camping gear. It's not in 16.
Not this one. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it would not fit. But I was instantly hooked. Let me tell you, in like the first 5 minutes, when I saw that big battle between Shiva and that Titan. His name is Titan, right?
Yeah.
I got it. And I was like, what? And then I saw the part right before the title pops up, and I was like, what? I was like, this is crazy. I was like, what? My only complaint is that I kind of feel like some of the twists so far have been very, very predictable. I don't know if this is like I don't really know if this is just like they think their audience is dumb, or they're just like, well, whatever. It's a predictable twist, not a big deal. I don't think twists always need to be like earth-shattering. I think it's fine if they can be a little bit predictable, but
I think it often depends on like if it's going to be shocking to the character, that can be more interesting, because you care about their reaction more than the twist itself.
Right. And this twist happens quite early in the game, so it doesn't necessarily feel like unearned or anything like that. Yeah. I really, really like Clive. I think he's a very compelling character. I think that he really works for me because he is sort of angsty and sad boy, but he's also very he's very polite.
Nice boy.
He's nice. And I really like that in a Final Fantasy character. I feel like, when you play with Cloud, it's kind of like, all right, we get it. Like, you're traumatized. We get it.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. But I do feel like sometimes it's a little bit like, okay, let's move on. And Clive obviously is traumatized in his own way. And I'm not trying to diminish any character's trauma here. I just find him very compelling to me because of his backstory, too. He reminds me a lot of Jon Snow, which I'm sure is intentional.
Yes,
because
definitely.
of the setting. But really like Sid as well. There's something really special about this Sid. I can't put my finger on it. I think he's just very, very like I said, I haven't finished the game yet, so there is obviously context that I'm missing, but I just feel like he's very I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Everybody in this game is so nice.
Saving people from slavery, so.
Yeah, he's just he's very altruistic, and I And I think it's nice when you have characters like that, because I just feel like sometimes you play games and characters are altruistic and then they end up being like, oh, I did it for this reason. Wah! Or there's... So I like this sort of shift away from like, I'm very sad and brooding. I'm not nice. That is a trend that I really like in characters. A character who I absolutely adore, Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, is a nice guy, if you play him that way. I love Jill. Jilly Willy. Friend of the show, Cameron does not like me calling her Jilly Willy, but to me,
I think you should call her Jilly Willy more than.
That's her name. And I love Torgal.
Oh, good dog.
I wanted the Torgal plush so bad, but it's like $5 billion. So
it's really expensive.
Yeah. So I'm excited to... I guess I should talk about the gameplay a little bit. I really, really like... Well, I already kind of talked about the gameplay. I guess what I wanted to say is I really enjoyed the boss fights.
Yeah.
The cinematic evasions and the cinematic strikes make me feel very strong. And I think that the sort of kaiju fights that they have, like big, giant monsters, very, very fun for me. And I don't want to say...
They're a lot more fun than I expected, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I don't want to say too much more because I'm afraid that it will start to get spoilery. So I'm going to just be quiet. But I'm very excited to keep playing. I really am enjoying the atmosphere, the music, the setting, the plot, the world. I am getting a little bit tired of all the side quests being like, "Oi, Brandon! I hate you! You smell bad! Can you go get this for me, please?" And Clive's just like, "All right." And then he goes and he gets it and they're like, "Oi! You stink! Thank you." It's like, okay, we get it. You guys hate Brandon. Like, I get it. Like, it's getting a little bit like, okay, I get it.
I think I might, because I'm not nearly as far as you, and I think I'm going to get into it pretty soon. I might not do the side quests. So
I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't spoil anything for you.
You did not. No,
but I'm warning you, those side quests are...
Yeah, I already kind of got when there's a side quest to give 3 people soup. And then about 45 minutes later, there's a side quest to give 3 different people soup.
I did kind of like that, though, because it's so dumb. It's like you go to the bar and he's like, can you bring these people their soup? And they're all sitting like 5 feet away. And you're like, yeah, I guess so.
He's like, this is a really big favor. So if you have to say no, I understand. But can you walk this soup 12 feet that direction for me? Because I can't. I'm so busy. And then you leave, and he's just standing there with his hands on his hips, and I'm like, "But you don't look busy."
It's so cute because Clive is like, "Here's your soup," and you're like, "Oh my god, he's so cute delivering soup. He's a little waiter."
I'm excited to play more. I'll play more in the near future. I gotta finish Pikmin first because I want.
You have to pick out some more men.
I feel like I should mention quickly. There's another. Stop laughing. Stop laughing. I didn't put it on the sheet, but I did play another game on break that I forgot to. Stop. Stop. You're still the cat.
I will never not be the cat.
Kelly, I played another game on break that I forgot to mention, so I guess I'll jam it in now. I played Diablo 4. It reminded me because Sidolphus is also in that one.
That's true. He's
he's the guy.
Eurlath.
Huh?
What is his name in the Diablo? Lorath?
Maybe it's Lorath. I don't know. He is the Lorax. He speaks for the trees. I played like 8 hours, and I was like, this is fun. This is kind of mindless fun. I was just focusing on the campaign, but I'm like, I'm having fun. And then there was a couple hours where I'm like, this is getting a little boring. Like, I'm kind of just doing the same thing over and over. It's kind of grindy. I'm getting a little bored. And then I finished Act 4 out of 6. And I was like, I was getting through it, and I was like, okay, I probably got another like 4 or 5 hours. And then the level requirement spiked by 10. Whereas every other quest was matching my level, it spiked up 10 levels. And I was like, I'm not going to grind So I'll try and see if maybe it's just a recommendation, but I can still play. I couldn't. I was 10 levels under, and I got beat up really bad. And I was very angry at the game, so I stopped. And I said, I finished Diablo 4. I don't care what they said. I'm done. And I would probably have given, I know we don't do scores, but like I probably would have given it like an 8 out of 10 before that happened, where I was like, yeah, it's really good, but it gets boring near the end. But then that dropped it, so it's like a 6 out of 10. I went from like kind of liking Diablo quite a bit to like, this game made me mad. So I quit. And I don't quit games very often at all, so.
Yeah, I think I really enjoy. What did you pick? What was your class?
I was a magician, or whatever it's called.
Sorcerer?
Sorcerer, yeah. I was spitting magic.
Okay. I feel like Diablo 4 had some really intense difficulty spikes out of nowhere. And I feel like maybe a little bit some of us were being punished for playing solo.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because, like, the side content is not fun alone. And if you don't do the side content, then you don't have the appropriate level to continue the campaign. So you either have to, 1, just grind and be bored, or 2, make friends. And I don't want to do either of those things.
Yeah.
I don't like people. I don't want to play with Kelly.
Oh. I didn't know you felt that way.
Yes, you did. Don't.
I guess I'll just head out.
Oh my god. Kelly's little cat. It was funny. Kelly has been the cat the whole time. It's a really dumb looking cat. Maybe the thumbnail would just be the picture of the cat.
Did I jump scare you?
I think you might have jump scared the audience.
Sorry. You can turn that down. Or
I'm
just
not
cut
gonna.
it out.
No. I want you to be embarrassed.
Oh. You should see my waveform. It's just a big, like...
Is it a...
block. Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't like Diablo 4. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
I don't
The
know.
only thing you ever would have to apologize for is...
I hate Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. Or not having
Kelly,
intimate relations with the bear in Baldur's Gate 3.
No promises. Have you seen that vampire? Kelly, you
Yes?
know, there's a lot of huge life changes happening to you this year. And I would say the biggest life event for you of the year is about to happen. That being the release of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Definitively the biggest thing happening to you this year. Nothing bigger is happening this year to Kelly, right?
True.
So,
I
I'm
will
excited
be
to
married
hear-
by the end of the year to the vampire from Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
Whose name is Asterion, if anybody cares.
okay. Congrats on your marriage.
Thank you.
I'm very excited to hear all about Baldur's Gate 3 next week. I think we should probably just ignore the news and let you talk for like 3 to 4 hours about Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm like nervous.
You're normal?
I don't know. I'm normal. I don't know why. I think what it is I just like, I'm so excited for this game. I think some of my excitement from Dragon Age has like eked into this game.
Eked.
Isn't that crazy?
That makes sense. It like is filling that RPG void, but not in a way that it's just like, oh, it's just filling. It's like a truly fantastic. Well, I shouldn't say it's not out yet, but I'm sure it's going to be an incredibly fantastic game that you get to play. That just fills that RPG void that you have right now.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So I'm excited to see them scores because I don't
Yeah.
care about video games. I just look at the scores on video games.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. Because reviews aren't going to drop until August 3rd. So I think it'll be interesting to see how reviews play out.
Yeah.
It's also interesting because it's been in early access for like 3 years. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much of the game that we know already.
But there's probably so much you don't. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been trying to determine what I want to play as. I love druids. I love turning into animals. I also really like warlocks. I played a necromancer in Diablo 4, which was very fun. So I sort of like dark magic, that sort of thing. Anyway, we don't have to talk about it. I'll tell you next week when we talk about Baldur's Gate 3 and when we record Talking Games with Kellie and Andrew.
Holy crap, we had a long one this week, everybody.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate you sticking around for 101.
Why is that funny? It's episode 101.
Oh.
This has been Kellie 101.
Uh-oh. That's not even Zoe 101's theme song. That's literally Big Time Rush.
I'm
Go
a Big
and
Time
make
Rush.
it what you gotta lose. There's something but to lose. If you want it all, lay it on the line. Cause you only make it once, so you gotta make it big time. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Sorry.
Bye.